While some students decided to travel on their own over spring break, others chose to travel through Purdue's Study Abroad program. The Brian Lamb School of Communication created a new program that visited Oaxaca, Mexico during spring break to film a documentary.
The students immersed themselves into the Mexican culture by visiting historical sites, local markets, and interacting with the native people. Fast Track reporter Amber Del Rio traveled to Oaxaca in the program to document the culture and the students' experience.
Over spring break, 15 students studied abroad in Oaxaca, Mexico with the Brian Lamb School of Communication. The school partnered with Main Media Workshops to create an international documentary filmmaking experience for students. While filming in Mexico, the students learned a lot about the Zapotec culture. The Zapotecs are an indigenous people of Mexico known primarily for their weaving.
Oh, the weaving, that was amazing. I got to watch the guy use the loom and just these giant feet pedals, and he's got to crank this thing above him, and that was really cool. And we were able to get like up close and personal and like right around his shoulder, watching him very closely. That was really neat.
The students also visited two major archaeological sites, Monte Alban and Mitla, in order to collect some historical knowledge and footage for their films. Both locations were tied to the Zapotec people, with Monte Alban serving as the political center and Mitla the religious center.
You just walk out into this huge open field, and there are just these giant structures that are ancient, that are just right there in front of you and kind of intimidating.
I think the visiting the historical sightseeing is really good because we are making a documentary about a place. So I think the historical background is really important as outline, like underline of the whole story.
Although about half of the students who went on the trip have produced video content before, both Wood and Kong discussed the difficulties the class had on their first shoot. With 7 cameras, the students were finding themselves in each other's shots and collecting the same footage. However, according to Wood, after midday, the students were working in sync.
We had kind of gotten organized to where it was kind of cool. We knew who was shooting the interview, who was getting close-ups, who was getting person's face, and when it really clicked, it was really cool to watch, just everyone in sync together, filming stuff.
After a long day of shooting, the students had some free time to explore Oaxaca and try new foods. They also made friends with the local children and played soccer with them at night. At the end of their trip, the students traveled to a waterfall 2 hours away from their hotel to sightsee and swim.
We hike on the stone roads all the way to the waterfall. And sadly, there's no water in the waterfall, but the whole mountain and the whole sightseeing is really magnificent.
Upon returning to the U.S., the students have begun putting together their documentaries, which will be shown at a screening at the end of the semester. Reporting for Fast Track, I'm Amber Del Rio.
Boiler up!